Hello. We doing a video. We're doing a video. We rock that video. What's up, bitch ass bunny? Hello, and welcome to UMATA. Who matters? UMATA. I'm G-Man coming to you in Florida again on my normal walk after work. Feels great. So, the title today is Where Did I Go Wrong? Where did I go wrong? What do I mean by that? Why did I languish for years and not have success? That's the question. Why did I go year after year after year without achieving anything? And the reason for that is quite simple. The reason why I didn't go anywhere was because I didn't have to. The reason why I didn't improve was because there wasn't an incentive for me to do it. I was able to wake up and go to work. I was able to wake up and hang out with friends. I was able to wake up and have alcohol. I was able to wake up and smoke nicotine. I was able to wake up and eat too much. I was able to do all these things and have weight on my body and, generally speaking, do the things I wanted to do. And that's why you're in the situation you are in. You know, whether it's losing weight or whether it's, say, certain motivations for doing something that you just don't start, you know, whether it's quitting nicotine, reducing your alcohol intake. If there isn't a reason, if you're able to do it and get away with it with results that you're happy with, you're going to continue to go and do those things. You're not going to change anything. Nothing is going to change in your life until there's a material stress, a material force onto you that puts you in a position to where you have to change in some way. So as long as your world, as long as your universe doesn't push back on you, you're going to get away with it. You're not going to do anything. And so I went wrong by kind of putting myself in a bubble where I completely ignored the problems. I completely interacted in my world successfully. And it wasn't until there were subtle little cracks that I realized, something's going on. And, you know, I mentioned again that, you know, when I was living in New York City, it wasn't until I was living in New York City and I didn't realize, wow, there's people that aren't overweight regularly. You know, if you are in anywhere generally in the United States outside of maybe certain areas of Colorado, LA, or New York City, most generally people, the average person tends to have a lot of weight on them in some way or another. It wasn't until I was in New York City that I was forced to realize, you know, this isn't right. A lot of people are thin, they're fit, they're quite a bit more active than me. So where I went wrong was in that regard. The other reason why I went wrong was frankly just because I was lazy and I was getting away with it in a pleasurable, enjoyable way. As long as you're in a position where you're rewarding yourself in comfort with the things that you're doing, and until some stress enters your environment, you're really not going to do anything. You're really not going to achieve. You're going to be rewarded with putting things off. You're going to be rewarded with not doing anything. And until there's that polar shift, until the weather changes, frankly, I've very rarely seen people successfully change and improve themselves in any real area. There are some people who, for whatever reason, are maybe motivated by something that happens to someone else. And maybe they're proactive and smart enough to respond and go, wow, that guy just had a serious health event of some kind. I don't want to be in that situation. And some people are a little bit more proactive. Some people are the little piggies that built their house out of brick. But that's not typically most people. If that's who you are, and if you achieve that, then I commend you. That's fantastic. But you have to acknowledge that if you're watching this video, and if you're hearing me talk about this, the vast majority of you are going to be in the position where that's just not in your nature. And you have to come to terms with acknowledging who you are. You have to come to terms with who you've been. And you have to acknowledge that if there's any aspect about you that you don't like, that you want to change, you're going to have to fundamentally change the physical actions and habits in your life. And you have to come to an understanding that your life is going to look if something is going to be different in your life, then your life is going to be fundamentally different. The things you do in your life, you're not going to be doing anymore. The things you're not doing, you're going to have to start doing. And it's when you realize, wow, this whole area of my life needs to get knocked out. This whole area of my life needs a sledgehammer to it, or this whole area of my life needs screws and nails and new timber and 2x4. That's only when you're going to make the change that you need to. That's only when you're going to realize something needs to be done. But it's good to see you again. I'm UMATA. Who matters? You matter. Like, comment, subscribe.